The classical philosopher Lucretius said that all things change and we change with them.
Everything that gets processed into some sort of a creative process, I think has meaning.
I use this term fixed against time a lot, and for me that means like that's the idea of it, but also literally in time. Like there's sculptures in bronze from, thousands and thousands of years ago that still like exist today.
Permanency, I think to us, like what we all have always tried to achieve was to create impactful, rememberable moments. I think that there is permanency on our memories if it's something that we're able to create for people that they will remember.
I think I'm kind of have sort of a Zen relationship to that process of finishing it and letting go.
Probably the last thing I think about is permanence in my work. Not the last thing, but I honestly don't think about it.
There's a great duality to permanence. Like, we strive for that to create a legacy as humans, but the idea is that we're all impermanent. Our goal to create permanent ideas or permanent impact on culture is an impermanent idea because it's always shifting and cycling. And everything that we dream and feel that is like a permanent idea in our minds will be gone. We're constantly battling with that as humans. It's like what we are and what we're trying to become. The nothing and the everything exists together. So it's like all the things that make us human and all the things that are beautiful about being human and not being human again soon, which is what we all are going to deal with.
When these things collide, something really interesting happens because you have two absolute opposites at work. And that's when it creates friction that creates great work. Not saying that I do great work, but I believe that it needs that. It needs darkness and light. It needs substance and superficiality.
Everything changes. All materials except gold change over time. A lot of my work draws inspiration from ancient artifacts, architectures, and archaeology. And one of the things I've looked a lot at is how much investment of energy people put into preserving certain things, but equally what's left to ruin and what these things look like when they are kind of forgotten.
I do think of what I do as like making studio gestures or working with more ephemeral materials and carrying them over into something more fixed or permanent. What it allows is for something to be sort of secure and fixed against time, but it also allows all the detail, the original materials to be present in the finished thing.
I'm not really concerned about how my work looks after I'm dead. That's something I never thought about. And the sustainability, all that, I never really thought about it. But if you talk about the permanence or impermanence of one's life and spirit, of course, that's a very, very big part of what I do because it's an existential research I do every day in my work.
What our art is not who we are. What our art is the stuff that transcends who we are.
I want people in the future, if they encounter the work, to see that energy or the care that went into them.
The idea of the artist as generator of this thing and the creator of these things is almost like a modern disease that was not there in antiquity. In antiquity, the artist was always viewed as a vessel.
I'm interested in the now and being a contemporary artist making this work, but I like the idea that these things at the end of some civilization could produce more visual mystery than understanding.